don't see any clothes in there.
Oh shit, I forgot to repack the emergency outfit I was last blow out.
He's squirming. Can you grab me a toy from the bag?
I didn't pack a toy.
What do you mean you didn't pack any clothes or toys?
Okay, first of all, why is this always on me? You have literally never packed the diaper bag once. Besides, I was tired this morning because somebody was up all night with him.
What do you mean? Every time you ask me to get up, I do, but last night you told me not to.
I don't want you to get up with him. I just want you to appreciate that I get up with him.
I do. Why don't you think I do?
I'm the one in charge of everything when it comes to him. I buy the clothes, the toys, I research the wake windows, the milestones. Look, I have to take care of him, and I take care of you.
I thought we talked about this. I have to work. You have to support us.
I miss working.
Can you help me?
This is what I'm talking about. I am at home alone with him all day, every day. And it's hard, and I have to figure it out by myself. And when you're helping, I have to help you help me, which means I never get a break. And why are you even calling it help? You're his dad.
So, you don't want my help?
That is not what I'm saying.
The first thing to understand is that early parenthood just isn't a fair time. First of all, if there's a biological mom, only one of you has carried, given birth to, and is maybe breastfeeding the baby. The second thing is that the demands on modern life are just really a lot. It's very difficult to make enough money, to be able to see your friends and family enough, to split childcare and job, to have enough time for your own needs, to be able to even take a shower sometimes, let alone have enough time for intimacy. You are going to be suffering in one way or another. And when we're suffering, our mind wants to know why. And this is where keeping score comes in. We want to look around and go, what is causing me this difficulty? And of course, the first person that we're going to see that is supposed to be on our team is our partner. And instinctively, we feel like if we can just figure out what's lacking and get kind of competitive about who's doing a worse job handling the responsibilities, we can make sort of requests or demands to figure out how we can get more ease and freedom for ourselves. So probably the memes that you've come across or the part of your baby shower that was about giving you advice has led you to believe that the thing you should do when you come across these scorekeeping desires is to just let things go. But I don't agree with this at all, and the reason is because it's just not human. We actually cannot convince our brains to stop trying to assess why we're suffering and stop keeping score. I don't like giving advice to people that doesn't actually work, and this is one of those things. So instead of trying to do something that actually isn't possible, I suggest that you face this fairness keeping score problem head on, but think about it in a slightly different way. We tend to get really hung up on sort of specific fairness. Who did more dishes? Who did more wake-ups? Who had more time to exercise? But that doesn't really work very well because people have different preferences and roles and needs in early parenthood. And so the better way to think about it is to think about what I call systemic fairness. Right? One of you is maybe going to be handling more of the financial burden. One of you might be handling more of the care burden. One of you might be handling more of the feeding or the research. The other one might be handling more of the emotional development, right? The point of having a family and a family system is that each of you contributes something different to how things function. And so you want to start to be able to see and appreciate all the different facets of how each of you is contributing to each other and to your baby in the larger whole. The last thing I want to share with you, and this is very, very important, is that I suggest strongly that each parent develops their own safe, capable, and connected relationship with the child as soon as possible, right? Meaning that both parents can do all the things necessary such that one parent can leave the house or get a break for some period of time. Because what tends to happen is one parent will take on the majority of the childcare, the majority of the emotional burden, the majority of the research. And there can be these things that happen where one parent doesn't even trust the other parent to do things. The other parent doesn't feel good about it, or every time they try to do something, they get criticized. And so they lose the motivation to try. And there becomes this massive lopsidedness. And within that, there's absolutely no opportunity to get your individual needs met because only one person is able to be away from the kid. So the person who's not able to be away from the kid is going to just get closer and closer and closer to burnout and not be able to feel anything like themselves and get recharged. So you want to make sure that you have this type of equality between the two of you, because if you don't, that burnout is not going to make your scorekeeping any better. It's going to make it a lot worse.